A reason to buy Cardano now. Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about Cardano and why I believe right now may be the very best time to buy it before the bull run kicks into full swing. As you guys know, the all-time high on Cardano is $3.09. Right now, it's trading at 38 cents, and based on the analysis that I'm going to show you today, I believe in the next 6 months, we could be pushing as high as 90 cents, and during the bull market, we could be going back to all-time high and more. If you want to see how to make over 1,000% on your investment in a top 10 cryptocurrency, then this episode of the Climate of Crypto is for you. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. This website is called coingolive.com. And if you scroll down, you will see that Cardano, of course, being ranked number 8 or 9, is currently trading at 37 cents. That means that Cardano, right now, even after having rallied 60% over the last 4 weeks, is still down 88% from all-time high. For Cardano to return to its former all-time high of $3.09, it would have to go through a 738% rally, as you can see right here. So 2 questions. Number 1, is it realistic for Cardano to go back to all-time high? And number 2, how can we profit off of that movement if it happens? Well, to the question as to whether or not Cardano will go back to all-time high, I would like to bring up a few data points. The first and foremost is that in its entire history, Cardano has pretty much always stayed inside of the top 10. And the reason for that is because of its research-based blockchain technology. Cardano is a layer 1 ecosystem which you can build other decentralized applications on. And as we can see over here on DeFi Llama, things are being built on Cardano. In just the last year, the TVL on Cardano has jumped from $50 million to $250 million. There are all kinds of projects coming online that are completely exclusive to Cardano, like Indigo, MinSwap, Liquid, Optim Finance, the Jebb stablecoin, many of these being up over 50% in the last month. And the bull market has not even kicked into full swing just yet. Let's back up and let's talk about how we analyze what altcoins we should purchase. There are a few different things that we should do. First and foremost, we need to try and find a grasp and gain an understanding of something called the underlying intrinsic value of that market. In Bitcoin, the way that we do that is we look at the market and we see, where does the market seem to be attracted to? Is the market being pulled very strongly to the upside? Is there a huge amount of development going on? Is there a lot of FOMO? Is there a lot of greed in the space? What is that underlying intrinsic value of Bitcoin? If Bitcoin could jump to exactly what it should be trading at right now, what would that level be? You can't quantify that, but you can get a feeling for it after you've been in the market for over 6 years like I have. I think Bitcoin's is sitting somewhere in the low 40s right now, and that's continuing to increase with the amount of people coming into the space. For Cardano, with all of the growth going on right now, it has a feeling of it being massively undervalued because the actual value of Cardano feels like it's so much higher with how much is happening on its chain. Charles Hoskinson is still an incredibly famous and popular voice in this space, a thought leader that many people go to, and the amount of development and build out that's happening on the Cardano chain right now is nothing short of miraculous considering how deep the bear market was and how deep the price was cut on Cardano during that bear market. So when we're analyzing altcoins, very simply, we try and figure out what should the altcoin really be worth, what's that underlying intrinsic value, and where are we in relation to it. Coming back to this website, we can see that Cardano is down 88% from all-time high. That is farther than every single other cryptocurrency in the top 10 except for Dogecoin. Bitcoin will only rally 90% to get back to all-time high. It's only 47% away from all-time high. Ethereum will rally 143% to get back to all-time high. It's only 58% retraced from all-time high. BNB barely needs to double to get back to all-time high. It's 63% down. XRP needs to rally 434% to get back to all-time high. Another reason why I think XRP is a great investment. Solana still, even after its meteoric rally in the last 2 months, still has to rally 300% to get back to all-time high. None of that holds one green candle to ADA needing to rally 740% to get back to all-time high. The quality of the Cardano blockchain cannot be ignored. It is a very high-quality blockchain that many things are starting to be built upon. I'm not going to sit here and say that things aren't also being built on Ethereum or Solana, but I do believe that Cardano is undervalued based on where it could go. But let's go onto the charts and answer the question, can it go back to all-time high? Where might it go in the next few months? And then we can get into the question of how could we invest in it to make the most return. Right now, Cardano is trading at 36 cents, which is a premium from the 24 cents that we were trading at just a month ago. In the last month, Cardano has rallied by 60%, and it still requires a 700% rally to return to all-time high at $3.09. Levels that Cardano proved time and time again that it could easily trade at. We traded well above $1 for over a year. Even that is a 3x from our current prices. And that baseline of support, right around 92 cents, pushing up to $1, is the level that I want to talk about today. If $3 is our stretch goal, our first goal for Cardano is between 92 cents and $1. That is, of course, the baseline of support that this market built during the 2021 and 2022 bull market. We came back and backtested 92 cents to $1 over and over and over again. And there is one technical indicator that has a massive launch coming up next week that this video is actually brought to you in part by, called Lux Algo, that predicts that that is exactly where we're going with the new buy signal that I'm going to show you now. So stay tuned. On the weekly chart, Lux Algo, we just got a buy signal. You can see the buy signal came in here. We have the trend catcher turning green. We also, at least briefly, had a green candlestick indicating that this is a strong buy signal. That's been called into doubt with the little bit of correction that we've had in the overall market this week. But nevertheless, we are very close to a green buy signal. And as I show on this chart, every time in history that Cardano has had a buy signal come into play and be confirmed, that market has gone through a massive rally. Once here in 2017, once here in 2020, once here in 2021, once here in early 2023, where we rallied about 50%, and now we have another buy signal. And that buy signal at its top is predicting, you guessed it, 91 to 92 cents. You see, Lux Algo is so amazing because not only does it give you the entry, it also gives you an area where you should place your stop loss for a trade, and it also gives you to take profits so that you know where you should exit your trade. And Cardano, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they almost always go to the take profit that Lux Algo lays out. It's kind of eerie how accurate this indicator is. If you look back on the history of Bitcoin's weekly chart, it hit it every single time that has ever shown up. Same thing actually is true, I believe, on Cardano. And right now, the take profit for Cardano's buy signal that just flashed is at its bottom 62 cents, pushing all the way up to 90 cents. 90 cents sounds a whole lot like that 92 cents to $1 zone that we just talked about recently. I believe that if we see Bitcoin pushing up to $39,000 to $41,000, especially if it starts moving on to our $48,314 price target that we talked about in last week's video, go watch that if you haven't already. That is going to give the exuberance that Cardano needs to break an important trend line I'm about to show you and to start bringing to fruition that buy signal on Lux Algo with a price target 3 times higher than where we are right now. As you can see, there is a downtrending level of resistance right here that Cardano is currently contending with. We are forming a hammer right here, which oftentimes is a bottoming signal, but is showing up in the middle of the trend, which could mean that it's going to act as a continuation signal, and we very well may break through the 40 to 42 cent region very soon. That's really going to be our test. If we can break through this downtrending level of resistance and then the 40 to 42 cent range, then that's where all bets are off, and we're probably going to at least 60 cents from there, which would be roughly a double from where we are now. I do have a couple of concerns, namely some bearish RSI divergence that you can see right here with an uptrending level of resistance on RSI, downtrending level of resistance on Cardano. That could stifle us, but at the same time, with the altcoin space growing as much as it is and Cardano being so massively undervalued, there's a high likelihood that Cardano will break through despite it. It is also important to note that we've recently had a massive bullish cross on the MACD, the largest that we have seen since July of 2022. And so many technical factors right now are coming together to predict that a major rally on Cardano could be coming soon if the overall market continues to at least trade sideways and hopefully in the next month or two goes through a rally. So to that first question, can Cardano go back to all-time high? And kind of a sub-question of that, will it go to these price targets that we've talked about 62 to 90 cents? I believe so. The question then becomes the time frame and how we invest in that market. Well, let's reverse the order that we answer those. How do we invest in any market in the cryptocurrency space? We first start off by deciding whether we want to dollar cost average or buy with a lump sum. Cardano right now is so massively undervalued, and I have such confidence that it will go back to at least $1, if not back to all-time high, that right now I think is not a bad time if you've got a lump sum to go ahead and buy a lump sum of Cardano. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I don't know your specific situation. For all I know, you could be on the verge of bankruptcy and you don't need to put anything into Cardano right now because you need to stop yourself from being on the streets. But in general, if you're in a healthy financial position, right now may be a good time to buy a lump sum of Cardano because it is so undervalued, especially compared to all the other altcoins. That being said, the most successful way that you can invest in just about any market is through dollar cost averaging. And if you're not dollar cost averaging into Cardano right now, and again, you're in the financial position to do so, I think now would be a great time to start. Maybe for you, you make, let's say, $5,000 a month in take-home pay. You've got $1,000 left over after all your bills and all your wants and all of that. And you've got about $1,000 a month you want to build your wealth with. You may end up putting $100 a month into the cryptocurrency space. Maybe you put $50 of that into Cardano. Maybe you put $300 a month into the cryptocurrency space. You put $100 a month into Cardano. Whatever it is, consider a lump sum investment if you have some cash on the side that you're trying to invest with, or also consider setting up dollar cost averaging. You can very easily do that on Coinbase. It's called a recurring purchase over there. Every Friday, you're going to buy X. Maybe you're going to buy $25 of Cardano. Don't feel bad if it's $5 to start with, guys. I got into the cryptocurrency space. My first purchase was $10. Litecoin was at $41.02. I bought A quarter Litecoin is a $10 purchase. That's how I started my multi-million-dollar journey in the cryptocurrency space, with one purchase of $10. So don't be discouraged if it's a little amount. Get started with a recurring purchase, and you'll be able to reap some of the rewards of this coming movement. But then talking about the time frame, like we spoke on earlier, when might Cardano go from 60 to 90 cents? Is that around the corner? Or is that going to take several months? Well, let's analyze that. Briefly, something I want you to keep in mind is that the effective federal funds rate is about to go through a pause, and that's going to happen on December 13th. That is almost baked in, guaranteed, priced in, however you want to say it. From there, you're likely going to see a small uptick on the stock market, but nothing major just yet. You're going to see some large tailwinds coming into the space, the stock market and the cryptocurrency space, namely over the next year, as that interest rate starts to eventually come down, or at least as soon as people realize that it's not going to go up anymore. Those tailwinds, coupled with the fact that the halving's coming up and crypto seems to be going into a bull market, is naturally going to raise the tide and all ships are going to go up. What that means is that Cardano is almost by default probably going to go to 60 to 90 cents within the next 6 months without even trying, because the whole space is probably about to double. There's about to be $1 trillion flow into the cryptocurrency space over the next 6 to 12 months. So when will Cardano go back to 60 to 90 cents? Almost certainly within the next 6 to 9 months, I would say. It could go there sooner if Bitcoin breaks out of its current trading range and rallies up to 39 to 41, or even up to our next price target at 48, even sooner. We really need to track Bitcoin to see what's going to happen with Cardano, because Cardano is following the altcoin space is following Bitcoin. Right now, it looks like Bitcoin's going to go through a small corrective movement over the next few weeks, so it's probably going to be a protracted correction over the next several weeks on Cardano, because that's what the leader of the space is calling for. What that may mean on Cardano is a bull flag here below this downtrending level of resistance through the rest of the month of November, and maybe even some difficulty breaking through this moving into December. But then coming into January, as there's more hype about the impending decisions on the Ark Invest ETF and the BlackRock ETF, Cardano very well may break this downtrending level of resistance, which is getting easier and easier to break all the time because Cardano is getting stronger and that downtrend is getting lower. The pressure builds, Cardano breaks it, moving into maybe January, we're breaking 40 to 42 cents, and by the end of Q1, we're rocketing up to 60 to 90 cents as you're looking at a $48,000 Bitcoin. In my opinion, you are going to see a 60 to 90 cent Cardano in the next 4 to 6 months. And if you are an investor, there's two ways you can invest in that. One, the lump sum. Two, the dollar cost averaging. If you're going to do one, pick the dollar cost averaging. If you've got extra money on the sidelines and it's not going to throw your whole portfolio balance out of whack, then sure, maybe do a lump sum investment. But I do believe that you're going to make money in Cardano right now. And I know that Lux Algo has an incredible track record of predicting markets and predicting them correctly. So when Lux Algo says we're going to 60 to 90 cents, I take that seriously. If you have not already signed up for Lux Algo, you absolutely should. We'll come back in 6 months and see if this prediction is correct. And I think it will be. And Lux Algo is one of the tools that I'm using to make that prediction. So make sure you sign up using coupon code JEBB30, JEBB30. You can see that link in the description box down below, and you will be getting access to the single best, greatest foundational technical indicator in all of analysis. It has so many people trying to copy them, but Lux Algo is the OG. They're the ones that created the modern premium indicator space, and their indicators are second to none. So sign up for Lux Algo if you want to know where the market's going next, so that you can make trades that will make you money. It's that simple. They're selling hammers to construction workers. They're selling shovels to gold miners. Make sure that you go and get the proper tools so that you can be a successful trader by signing up for Lux Algo today. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more Climate of Crypto episodes coming out every Thursday at 2 p.m. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.